What it is, you guys, is yo girl Kadlac. Yes, I am Kadlac Dixon. I'm the Draw My Life prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping to see justice before all fades to black. Yeah, it's your girl Kadlac. Anyways, I do thank you for joining me. I guess I'm gonna jump right back into the story. This was the third part of my pain management journey. I have parts 1 and 2. I'm going to link those in the description box. But where the last part, in part 2, actually I was cut off, interrupted because Marcello called. And it just went left. Basically, it became a phone call. And then I think I was rushing out to work that day. All right, got my same dress on. I found it good. So that it can complete the look and look like it's all in the same day, which is not. That's just a little YouTube magic. But anyways, I think where I left off with the discussion was basically around the time that I was working at Walmart. It was coming up on the end. Sorry, I did have to change locations because there's just always something going on in the house. It is really, I ain't even gonna get off on that. Okay, so I think where I left off, I was talking about being at Walmart at the time. I worked at Walmart. I was a cashier, and they moved me to the shoe department. That's when they started moving us all over the place, trying to utilize one person to do 3 and 4 and 5, however many jobs a night. Okay, so they would always place me into shoes at this point. And after a little while, the shoes started to really hurt my hands. It was hurting my carpal tunnel. And then shortly after that, I know I told the story of the slip and fall. Getting into the slip and fall left me with 3 herniated discs in my neck, 5 pinched nerves, that also caused TMJ. I have arthritis now in my neck. I have a slip disc in the bottom of my back, and I still have the carpal tunnel and nerve damage in my hands. And it's just everything. So basically, I don't know, the blood doesn't flow correctly through my body, which causes pain. When your blood don't flow correctly, it causes a lot of aching and numbness and stuff like that. Okay, so I had left Walmart, went to this place, money store. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Amscott, but it was Amscott. I worked there for a little while, but my hands, they let me go for other reasons, but it was hurting me anyway. I wasn't, I was going to try to tough it out because I was trying to make money. I was making good money, but anyway, I guess it all worked out for the best because it felt like literally electric shocks going through my hands. And all I was doing was inputting addresses, name and addresses, account numbers. That was it. But just that little bit of typing was sending me home in pain. And plus, I think we worked 10-hour shifts. So it was for 10 hours trying to do that stuff. And then they also wanted me to move, faster. Jobs always want you to be efficient, fast, like you're a workhorse. Have y'all ever seen that movie? Oh my gosh, I love it. I cannot think of the name right now. Dang. Where they literally are turning people into workhorses. And I mean, they literally in the movie turn into workhorses, but it's symbolic. That is basically what they're doing to us, making us workhorses, trying to milk a person for as much work and labor they can get out of them. And it's just messing the people. It's messing me up. And I can only talk for myself, but yeah, it's not enjoyment in life anymore because all you have to do is work. And for me, work also equals pain because of all the ailments I have. Okay, so I left that job at Amscott, and I think I couldn't return back to Walmart because I got fired because of the slip and fall. So I went to a theme park. Okay, I have another story time about how I ended up at the theme park. If I could find it, I'll link it in the description box. But at the ripe old age of 31, I end up working at a theme park. Yes. I think I was 31 going on 32, somewhere around there. Okay, so they had me in the carts. They put me in the carts. Y'all know I said I went out there because I was an artist and I wanted to create, and I figured there would be a lot of art jobs, out there. So at a theme park. So I just said, okay, I'll go in for art. But then when they hired me, they didn't want to hire me for art. They wanted to put me in a cart with a C in front of the art. A cart, not art. Okay. So working in the cart, we had a lot of churros that we would have to roll up in paper. The turkey legs are heavy. And then you're picking up and rolling them with paper. That's like repetitive motion. It's so hard in the workforce to get away from repetitive motion. So it came to the point where that started to hurt me. Also, I do remember breaking my contact in that cart one time, and it was so, I couldn't even see. Like, I was all the way up on the register, just hoping I was giving the guest the right change back. Like, it was crazy. Okay, so ended up, I left the cart, and I went into an indoor restaurant in the same theme park. Okay, in the theme park, it was, my cuz had worked there, D_Almighty Mac, and he was like, you should be able to work there. It's easy. All you're doing is literally meeting the person when they come from the register and walking them to the table. That's it. That's all you're doing. So I'm thinking, okay, I guess I can do that. That's fine. Not knowing that even that job, if you could not believe it, hurted me. You wouldn't even believe, how could that hurt? Well, the way that it did hurt is because I found out later from going to the chiropractor that I go to now that, okay, there were different positions. One position, you would have to, basically everywhere you stood, you had to holler. You had to be loud. You had to, one line right this way. And then when you were at the doors, they would put you by the doors because there were so many entrances to this restaurant. And they wanted people to kind of only come into one door, but they couldn't really close the doors and lock the doors. So you would have to stand in the front of the door and yell, the line for food starts right around the corner. One line for food right around the corner. Like you're repetitively over and over and over. And just yelling it, one line for food, people would get right up to you and like, where's the food? And I would have to lift up my hand and say one line, constantly pointing, one line this way, one line this way. And that started hurting. It would ache my fingers. I hated having to point in with the restroom. Where's the restroom? I'll say to your right, around the corner. Where? Like they do not understand right and left. Like, girl. So I would have to point. I'll pick my hand up like this, like right that way. Like every time I had to pick up my hand, it would freaking hurt. And it was because of the constant motion like this, constant waving, constant lifting and letting your hand down. And then it also would hurt my neck. People really laugh at me when I say it hurts me to talk. It does. Every word comes. I choose my words wisely. I get annoyed when I have to repeat something. Like anybody close to me knows that I get so frustrated. I almost feel like if I'm talking, it's so valuable, like, because I know how hard it is to talk. So when I talk, please listen. If you distracted, if you ain't trying to hear what I say, just let me know so I can be quiet, because every word rattles. It rattles that area. And where I have the herniated discs are the detrimental parts of your neck. It's right there. That's your lifeline. And I found out that is why it would hurt, because all those pinched nerves right there would just, I don't know, it would swell up and just cause a headache. And talking vibrates it for some reason, and especially hollering. And you had to be loud because you're controlling a crowd. Like when you're just talking to one person, it's okay. But when you're hollering, it really rattles. Like crowd control, you have to holler or whatever. And I used to suggest, like, can we get bullhorns or something? Like I would always find a way to basically just deal with the pain or make lessen my pain some type of way. I even got to the point, since they wouldn't stop, making me point, where's the bathroom? They didn't understand around the corner. I would get a menu and roll it up, and then I'll just lift up my hand and point with the menu. It got to the point where I wanted to draw a cartoon hand, because it was a theme park, and see if I can bring it as a fan and just lift it up to point. Or I could have got one of those pointers that the teachers have or something. Like, girl, that hurt. Okay, so I left that area, but I did stay there for, I think, like four years. And another thing that hurt it, once that restaurant would die down, it would be nothing to do. So you would have to sweep. We had huge living rooms, dining rooms, huge dining rooms. And it was all sectioned off. We had one big one. We had a smaller one off to the left, and then we had another one over to your right. And we would have to sweep, and they gave us little brooms, like, the half broom, the miniature brooms, basically. And you would have to, walk around and just constantly sweep, as the guests are constantly dropping stuff on the ground all day, every day. When people come there, baby, a lot of time they are very messy, very. We would have big tour groups and stuff. People do not, when you're on vacation, they ain't caring about being neat and clean. So if you do patronize a theme park or anything, it would be nice if you, kind of clean up behind yourself. Keep your stuff all stacked up. I do that. Anytime I go somewhere, even at a regular restaurant, I'm stacking all my plates, my tissues, my napkins, everything up together, so the person could basically just pull it off the table and go. So the broom situation was hurting like heck because of the carpal tunnel. So another thing that I cannot do. So now this is we're going into the third situation at that same theme park. Okay, so I started trying to I was scared. I'm always scared when there's a new opportunity, because when you have as many different ailments that can be aggravated by repetitive motion, you don't know what you can do until you start doing it. And then you either realize, hey, I can do this, or baby, I can't do this. It could be a hit or miss. Okay, so I transfer for the second time, and I'm on the third location in that theme park. A laundry room. Okay, so we're going to stop right there for a moment because I'm going to have to upload it, but it's cool because it kind of sections off my levels of pain. But how you think that worked out? I was so scared. I don't like to stay trapped where I am, but you're scared to apply for something because you know the issues that you have. All right, guys. The thing is blinking, so I'm going to let you go. All right. It's your girl, Kadlac.